Today we're gonna recover. Fuck! Today we'll be covering the B movie that came out in 2007. The movie is directed by Steve Hickner and Simon J. Smith. Writers are Jerry Seinfeld, Spike Feresten, Barry Marder. This movie is stacked with past comedians. Chris Rock plays a character Moose Blood, not the fucking band, but the Moose Blood the mosquito. And he was originally scripted with a few lines, but magic happened and he got more than 50 lines. So it went from a cameo character, sort of, I guess, to a character with a little bit more dialogue. 4 years to make the B movie, 1 million hours to animate it. That's just a lot. That's a lot. I know there was a fact about something. It took Shrek less than that. 4 years. I know animation does take a long time to do. With 2007, the B movie got nominated at the Golden Globes in 2008, but it lost to Ratatouille, and there was some competition with it. Like I said, Ratatouille ended up winning that. And the Simpsons movie came out. Shrek the Third also came out. I don't want to say that movie's good, but also that movie did come out in that, 2007. There was a lot of animated movies that came out, like Superman, Doomsday. I'm not saying that movie was good. It was good. I liked it. But there was just a lot of animated movies that came out in 2007, like Meet the Robinsons, Surf's Up, TMT, that little animation one that was really good. Dark, loved it. Steven Spielberg helped with this movie. He helped a lot with the movie, like meeting up with people, having lunch or dinner or something like that. Having, two actors that the directors want to have in this movie. He met them up with dinner, talked the idea to them, and the company Activision had something to do with a game, the B movie. I don't know. I never heard of it up until doing the research for this movie. Let me know if you guys have played it. I personally haven't because like I said, I just did the research for this movie, and this is the first time it popped up. I never heard of the game, but it came on Windows, Nintendo, PlayStation 2 or something. Personally, I haven't played it. Let me know if y'all have in the comments. An actor that goes by Megan Mullally. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name wrong. She was going to be casted originally as a queen bee.
Is your queen? That's a man in woman's clothes.
But ended up getting scrapped, but she still had a part. They recorded her lines, but like I said, it did get scrapped, but she still had a part, and she played the bee, Trudy. Yeah, that bee, the bossy. The orientation bee. This movie's message is so true, but yet so dark.
Work us to death?
We'll sure try.
The main character, Barry, had up to 800 to 900 different designs before they went with design that we all know and love. That's just insane. 800 to 900. I don't know how small of details they want to change. I don't know how specific they're going into detail. I don't know if it's big details, small details that they up in changing, but still 800 to 900 different styles is pretty insane. Jerry voices the main character in the movie, Barry B. Benson. I don't know if y'all caught the little, okay, let me stop. B. Benson. Starts with the B. Barry, Jerry, Barry, Drew Bear.
Black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Yeah, let's shake it up a little.
Larry King plays in this movie. He plays himself as a B version, so B. Larry King. Ray Little, I don't know, plays himself again. Sting plays Sting. Smooth along with this. Oprah Winfrey plays in this movie. She plays the judge throughout the movie. But yeah, like I said, this movie is stacked with cast. Matthew, John Goodman, Chris Rock, Patrick Warburton. My pronunciation is just horrible. Larry Miller. It just keeps on going and going. This movie has so much memes, I mean so much.
That girl was hot. She's my cousin. She is? Yes, we're all cousins. Ladies, see you wearing it?
Those ladies? Oh, aren't they our cousins too?
Distant.
Movie opens up to graduation class. They do 3 days of everything. So 3 days of grad school.
Yeah, 3 days of grade school, 3 days of high school, college.
They're trying to work their lives out of them, their soul, get the
soul is mine.
Fuck out of their body type of shit, okay? That's what they're trying to do. So, the real world. That's why I think this movie's message is deeper than what people, it's just overlooking over people. But when you realize what the human says and what Barry's trying to do and what the girl's trying to do.
Parents wanted me to be a lawyer or a doctor, but I wanted to be a florist.
I do see where the message is coming from. I see where the message is doing, and I caught it almost in the first 20 minutes of the movie, if not the first 10 minutes of the movie. Because Barry says this.
I want to do my part for the hive, but I can't do it the way they want. So you'll just work us to death?
And also, I see where this person was going for, but she didn't execute it right.
Of mine, he said, "Don't love your job, job your love."
I see where she was trying to get, She didn't execute it right. Because who wants to work a job that they're not gonna enjoy? They're just gonna be miserable. It's just sucking the soul out of them, right? Like Shang Tsung. It's just basically like that. Versus you doing what you love and making money off of it, and you're loving it. You're loving the job and you're getting paid from it. Why not do what you want to do? So I see where this message is really coming from. Honey is almost everything in this movie for the bees. It's basically soap, toothpaste, milk, gasoline. That's everything. So I see why Barry was trying to soothe the human race. I clearly do. I'm on his side. That's everything. But yeah, the behind the scenes for this movie is fun. The research for this movie was fun. You know, people wanted sequels. The reason why I never got a sequel, it's all there on research. The reason why this movie didn't end up getting a sequel is because actor Jerry didn't want to do a sequel because he thinks that what makes this movie so special, the memes and all sorts of stuff, will get away if they ever make a sequel. And I do see that, but a lot of movies that don't need sequels or get sequels, like movies are just in one of the worst states right now, in my opinion. But that movie came out. This movie also came out in 2007, so I don't know where I'm getting at right there. I also don't know what the point. I think it's just a little gag, I guess, but there's cars in this movie. And you'd be like, maybe that's just how they get away. Yeah, it is. But you also get to see people flying. Unless, like, flying's like the sidewalk in out of the bee mines. I just find that really weird because the only thing I can think of why there's cars and flying is the flying is just a sidewalk to them, I guess. The highest grade that the B's can get is a B, straight B's instead of straight A's. Okay, I'm stopping. Matthew Broderick plays a character, Adam, which is Barry's right-hand man. This guy's a ride or die. He was there for him all throughout the movie. You guys need a friend like this guy. Adam is a clutch friend. Adam reminds me of those type of people in movies that just are scared of everything up until the end of the movie. Like, you guys remember the Super Mario Bros. Movie that came out recently? He reminds me of Luigi a little bit. I know the B movie came out before, but that's what Luigi was scared up until the end, and this is what this kind of reminds me. And I'm not saying he was like scared, but you could see that little where I'm trying to get was go watch both movies. You see what I'm talking about. You won't catch any bees wearing a non-striped thing. It's just what the concept art and the designers wanted, that everything was at least something striped. After graduation, they go to pick out their lifeless job they have to do until they're... And I don't know how much are, but I know there's like more than 1,000 jobs. I don't think it's positions, I think it's jobs. That's wild, especially for, you know, that little hive. Barry questions having the same job until death.
Choose carefully, because you'll stay in the job that you pick for the rest of your life.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And I don't blame him. I don't. Who wants to work the same job? Unless it's like, you know, your dream job. Besides that, next question. They end up going to the job picker, and Adam seems like he knows what he's trying to do. Barry just wanders off. He wanders off to I'm just going to call it the outsider bees, I guess. They have a specific name, but I'm just going to call them outsider. It seems like Barry's jealous that he can't go outside or something like that. That's why I was getting with this. There's a scene, and this will be the funniest scene throughout the movie for me.
That girl was hot.
She's my cousin.
She is?
Yes, we're all cousins. Ladies, see you wearing it?
Those ladies? Oh, aren't they our cousins too?
Distant.
And you cannot tell me, I don't know if this was intentional or something, but this fucking bee looks something like a mimic of The Rock when he was young. Does it not? It looks, I don't know. I might be bugging. I don't know if one of the concept artists was like, hopefully people catch this. I don't. But I thought that was funny. Because every single time I watch this movie, that's what it reminds me of. Barry ends up doing what the outsiders do. So like, it seems like he was just like a side wing or something like that. And just trying to see, you know, something like that. Just try, no matter the size, Barry doesn't care. Barry doesn't care. He doesn't want to work the same job. He wants to find something. If he has to work a job, and it has to be the same forever, make it worth it. You know, you gotta love it. You gotta, you know, Barry is just different. No matter the size, he didn't let nobody bully him. You know, they bullied him about the size, but he didn't care. He went ahead and did it without the suits, whatever, without everything. He's just basically side-quipping in it, right? Because Barry's different. At the 16:44-minute mark, or 16-minute and 44 seconds mark, this is where one of the first ever concept of the movie was thought of. So the tennis scene is one of the first ever thoughts of this movie, of directors and the behind the scenes for this movie. Tennis scene is also where you kind of see the glimpse of, Vanessa and Ken. Ken is based on the Ken doll. Yes, the Ken doll. People are gonna ask when they come through my computer, they're like, why do you have pictures of Ken doll? I don't fucking know. With this chaos scene from, the tennis court scene to the car scene to the rain, what are the odds that tennis people is also the apartment that Barry lands near? I don't know. It's just part of the plot. Just deal with it. Deal with it. Barry ends up trying to fly into, he thinks, the sun, and then he was like, oh, and shit has a number 75. And then, boom, lands in the guacamole. And then Vanessa saves him. Ken's like, oh, why not let me fucking kill it? And then Vanessa had a good point.
Well, why does his life have any less value than yours?
Unless she had just a little thing for bees. It seems like she does. Whatever you're into, you're into. Everybody has their own preference. You want to be weird, be weird. You want to be happy. All up to you. But she saves him. Barry, the bee rules when it comes to the bees is not to talk to humans. Barry's breaking that rule in this next scene because he wants to say thank you and then get the fuck out. And then, it took a little it seemed like Barry is because Barry's just smooth.
You like jazz?
He's just smooth.
You like jazz?
He's smooth with it.
You like jazz?
Man, what can you say? It's fucking Barry. I really enjoyed this scene of him just overthinking about how to say thank you or something like that. And then also this scene is also another classic scene that will never leave my head.
You like jazz?
But Vanessa thinks, she's crazy. She's on like a shroom pack or something. I don't know. She's on something. She might have been on a honey pack. Makes sense from this movie. But they take it up on the roof and they basically have a picnic, a date. I don't give a fuck and I don't care. Two things, same things, I guess. How hot do you think that coffee was, though? Or whatever. I think it was coffee. It might have been tea. I think it was coffee, though. How hot? Or it could have been cold. But, I don't know. A lot of people don't like wasting stuff. So imagine she was that type of person that said, you have to drink all of that coffee, by the way. Because the time we living in, money is everything. Well, she probably made, some people wouldn't be like that. You have to drink all of that, by the way. And the janitor comes up. He was like, he's thinking he's on something or she's on something. But it looks like he's seen a bee. I would have been like, yeah, no more working here for me. No more. I'm done. I quit. I'm a janitor. Fuck it. I'm already basically fucking homeless. Barry tells Adam that, he talked to human, and Adam's like, you are breaking the rules, Barry. Barry has a scene, just a daydream, I guess, of this romantic relationship that this human and the bee has. I don't know how further you guys can make this relationship happen. I don't know. I don't want to think like that. I just want to leave it there. Okay, moving on. How would that work? If you were that interested into a bee, and you were trying to go further in the relationship. I don't know. Vanessa works at this flower place that she enjoys flowers. She enjoys nature stuff. So it plays a part with, dream jobs, what you want to do with living, the message of this movie, later down for the further of this movie, the plot at the end, you guys will see. They're walking into the store, they're talking, if I would walk past somebody, I probably thought somebody was on their AirPods or some shit. I know this movie came out in 2007, but if now I would have been like, somebody's on the phone on their AirPods or some shit, right? Cool, I would have went on with my day. But a guy named Hector just smacks the fuck out of fucking Barry. And Barry gets back up and sees where the plot and where Barry's trying to sue the human race. He sees honey. Barry ends up following one of the honey companies into a bee farm or whatever. I don't fucking know what it's called. And another scene pops up right here that always makes me laugh.
This is your queen? That's a man in woman's clothes.
Thank you, TikTok. Well, Barry wants to take action and sue. Barry starts a case. John Goodman plays the opposite lawyer. I don't know what they're called because I've never been in court, so I don't know nothing about court judges, some sort of. I know juries and judges and lawyers and cases and all sorts of shit like that. But besides like that, I don't know the deep meaning on like the opposites and stuff like that. No, I don't. But usually when it comes to like fat characters in animated movies, like cartoon movies, animated movies, and all sorts of stuff, usually fat characters always have a high-pitched voice. I swear. Unless I'm bugging about that. I don't know. When I first watched this movie or rewatched it, I thought it was going to be a high-pitched voice, and then and if you looked up, obviously, who John Goodman is, he doesn't have a high-pitched voice. He has a deep voice. I'm not going to go in full detail in the courtroom. There's a few facts I want to share out right here. Barry brings out a bear. Does this bear look familiar to you? If it does, you know ball. But there's a lot of bears that were mentioned also, but not they weren't shown, but they were mentioned. Yogi Bear, Fuzzy Bear, they were mentioned. Later on, this bear, hopefully this one is familiar to you. If not, I don't know how you guys wouldn't know who this bear is. Also, fun fact, this bear also just turned 100 years old, December 25th, 1925. Winnie Pooh, you old as fuck. People really think Ken is a villain in this. This is a fucking villain. If you don't know about him, go do your research. But Ken is not a villain. He's like, I don't even think he's a bad guy, you know? He just finds it really weird that his ex-girlfriend is trying to talk and try to hit it off with a bee. Or, you know, yeah, I don't know. I don't think, people say he's broken. He's a broken villain. No, also this fucker's that's a broken character. That's a villain right here. This guy is nowhere near a villain. He's not. I would count the lawyer more of a villain than Ken. That's what I would just say. Hector, the fucking box cutter guy, I think is more of a villain than Ken. Ken was, people was like, he's jealous. I could see that. I can't see that actually, but like, he thinks it's weird, you know, his ex-girlfriend talking to a bee that cannot be seen like that. And it seems like he was just basically, you know, he was from a kind of a not a superstar, but like, you know, super athlete and stuff like that. You know, he tried to show off a lot to, you know, his ex-girlfriend, and he just got outbeat by a bee. So I kind of see where he's getting. I don't think he was like a person. You know, you can agree with this guy, but when you're going against Barry, I'm on Barry's side 24/7, all day, every day, all day. No, even if Ken was, you know, kind of had a moment, you know, his moments are funny in the movie too. I'm not gonna lie, but Barry, takes it a whole notch up. Barry either has the luckiest thing, or Ken's either the unluckiest person, or Barry has just the best plot armor. Because Ken, every single time he had a chance to try to kill him, Barry is saved in somewhat a form. You know, either that be a human, him flying around, Ken just slipping on some ducks, slipping on anything, or, like I said, plot armor is either plot armor is on his side, because, I mean, he's the, you know, main character, or Barry just has the best luck, or Ken has the worst. The lawyer ends up basically trapping Adam into, you know, pissing him off, you know, like a rage baiter, you know, and it pisses Adam off, and that's what the lawyer wanted time, you know, for just to prove his point, and Adam goes ahead and stings him, and blah, 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 blah. Adam's at the hospital, and Barry's there. Basically, they're about to lose the, you know, the court case and stuff like that. And Adam tells Barry to shut the window because there's two smokers up, you know, by the window, which it could happen. I don't know. His head, beginning of the movie, when he was thinking about suing the fuckers, the bees were tortured by these smoker things. And that just reminded him, and that just proves another point of the case, and that makes them end up winning the case. Barry ends up winning the suing thing, and with this comes a lot of cons, you know, so like the flowers, the world is just basically dried out. I want to say this movie, obviously, I know it's old, came out in 2007, but this reminds me so much of Lego Marvel's graphics. You guys remember that game, the first Lego Marvel game? Kind of reminds me of that. Play-Doh-y. You know, potato-y. I know you'd be like, hey, motherfucker. I know there was like a few streets that were only made. There was only a few that were actually really shown, so that's probably why. But the movie, I obviously won't like discredit this movie at all, because the movie came out in 2007, and it wasn't trying to show off their graphics. It was just trying to show off the writing and the movie and the plot. So moving on. So the flowers, you know, is dead. Vanessa's business is dead. Fuck, you know, or you know, she got closed down because the flowers are dead. The bees are just on strike, or they had nothing to do. You know, bees have something to do with our food resource and stuff like that. So, you know, so basically the world's dead. It's grayed out. There are colors, no smell, no nothing. Flowers dead. Business is dead. Cool. Moving on. Vanessa is pissed. She's on break with Barry, it seems, or she's just ghosting him, which it seems like. And Barry just knows what he's done is, you know, bad, and he's trying to fix it from, you know, just basically getting the bees back on track. You know, there's a fuck, I can't fucking speak. A flower festival or something to kind of bring the ship back into order, and then the movie ends. Barry and you know, Vanessa have a kid. And I was like, imagine, I don't know if it's a Facebook account or a Twitter account, that somebody had a theory, and I'll pull it up here. I don't remember. I didn't do any research on it, but I just remember somebody talking about it, and I'll just have the clip or something up around here. That's just a weird therapy. I was about to fucking say theory, but people think it's true. And then somebody said you guys should make a whole spin-off about how that happened. I don't think that movie will be PG. I don't think it will be PG-13. I don't think that movie will be rated R. I think it will be higher than that. And that movie just be banned. But anyways, let me know how y'all feel about this movie. Let me know in the comments what other movies I should cover. Let me know, like I said, with suggestions. And one more thing. I might cover this movie. I remember talking about this movie for hearing about it and talking about it for a minute. And it came out earlier 2025, like around like February or something. And I remember seeing the trailer for it. It was in a different language at first, and then the English version came out. Watched it, I was like, this is another sausage party type of thing, right? Oh, that movie was worse, by the way. I did watch it, but it took me up until like October. Either October or November when I watched it, but it was in a different language. So I had to watch it twice. You know, one just to, you know, get the full experience of the visuals, the animation, and the weirdness of this fucking movie. And then while I was doing that, obviously paying attention to subtitles and stuff like that. But then the second time, just find mistakes and why this movie's so fucking weird. So I did. Let me know if I should cover that. I think my channel will probably be demonetized if I do, but I will do it. It'll probably be on my Patreon, to be honest, if I do it. But I don't think I'm going to do a lot of background research for that movie. I think I just want to stick it to just the plot. I just probably want to stick it to the plot.